Runway 23, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff with the right turn inlet to the north, 3517 Victor.
Okay, rotate quicker and then you climb out. Was it 57, I believe?
55.
55 you climb out at?
I usually give a little bit of extra room. Just because I don't want to come off the ground so slow.
Tower Cessna 73808 is
That's the other one.
Inbound on the VOR 31.
Landed.
Cessna 73808, report 3 mile final runway 31.
Report 3 mile final 31.
VOR approach. All right, brakes are set. Power coming in nice and easy. We got a really new engine. I don't want to break it.
Yeah, exactly. Verify the static RPM should be around 2,000.
Right, just about 2,000. We're full rich. All right, coming off.
Feel the power.
What power?
You're probably trying to shove that thing further into the dash.
There's 40 knots. Airspeed's alive. Instruments are green. 55.
I'd call that clear right about there.
Alright, those.
Archer 75304 St. Cloud ground, runway 3 on taxi L4, Alpha cross 7523 at Alpha.
And get those flaps up. No landing gear to worry about this time.
None of that, nope. You can't gear up an airplane if you don't have fixed gear. Me and my instructor almost did that one time in my commercial training.
Did you say you almost landed with gear up landing?
5304, yep. Alpha 4 Alpha to runway 31, cross 523 at Alpha.
Because you spend about 10 hours with that stupid gear warning horn blaring, doing all your maneuvers, you get so used to ignoring it, it actually gets dangerous.
Yeah, I can definitely see how that could be a problem.
That's why they teach in a lot of 141 schools that they don't even teach to go to a full stall anymore. They have them recover at the...
Number 590.
That's part of the, that's on the ACS now. You're not required to ride the stall horn. You just ride like about 50 knots, I think.
Yep.
And I'm so used to, when I was doing it, it was, you know, riding that stall warning horn, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Piper 42870 St. Cloud Tower.
See how slow you can get going.
42870 is about 8 miles southeast inbound.
Piper 42870 St. Cloud Tower, make straight in runway 3 on report a 3 mile final and verify you have Alpha.
Straight in 3, report 3 miles.
Your window coming up in there?
Yeah.
Piper 870, do you have ATIS information Alpha?
Information Alpha, copy.
Thank you much, sir.
All right, as we get out of here, do you have any maneuver you want to do in particular right off the bat?
No, well, since I'm new to this one, why don't you pick what the easy one, we'll work our way up.
All right, well, might as well just warm up. We'll do some clearing turns once we get out there, and then we'll do some steep turns.
All right, well, when we get out about, I don't know, about 20 miles or so away from the airport.
Yeah, I like to go up by Little Rock Lake up there, maybe just to the east of that lake up there. Usually gets us in a good area.
St. Cloud Tower, Cessna 304, clear.
Yeah, see, that's, remember, with this airplane, you have to use that right rudder.
Yep. Safe flight, sir.
Frequency change approved. Have a great weekend, boys. Sir.
Well, we can turn some of that heat on, I think. As we climb up, we'll get a little chilly.
Sounds good to me.
Alright, let me get rid of that and that. About 3,000 feet. Out just a little bit. The climate pretty good for a 172.
Yeah, it's plenty cold out. Where's the OAT gauge on this thing?
Right
oh,
here.
It's on there. It's
28 degrees.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got good climb performance earlier.
1,000 below. I put in 4,500.
Gotcha.
That's 3,500. St. Cloud Tower, Skyhawk 3517 Victor is clear of the class Delta.
That's 3517 Victor, frequency change, fuel safe flight.
Frequency approved. Thanks. Have a good day. It's 3517 Victor.
St. Cloud Tower, Archer 75304, ready to go at 31 for north departure.
And then,
260-75304, St. Cloud Tower, right turn out to the north is approved. Runway 31, clear 4 takeoff.
and then we can just go up, let's go on up to 4,500 feet or so, because eventually we'll do all our air work up higher, and then we'll do some steep spirals down to get low and do some ground reference stuff.
For 31.
73808, a runway 31 clear for the option, and I do have traffic in Archer taking runway 31 for departure.
Clear for the option.
Might as well do some
traffic, 733.
clearing turns, do some steep turns, we'll move into the Chandelles. After do some Chandelles, we'll do some lazy 8s. Go from there.
Sounds good. It's actually warmer now.
Oh yeah,
temperature
mention. Yeah, there is. You can see it. I've seen it earlier. See that haze layer?
Yeah.
That's that temperature inversion. Usually means there's smooth air above it.
St. Cloud Tower, Piper 4287 Zulu,
That's
3
nice.
miles out, 31.
Piper 4287 Zulu.
And I don't mind. I don't know if you mind, but I like zooming this thing out so I can get some HSB traffic.
We're just to the runway almost, short final 73828.
KC right, roger, have you, sir. And Piper 4287 Zulu, runway 3 and clear land.
Then
Piper 87 Zulu, a runway 3 and clear land.
4287 Zulu is cleared for 31. Am I cleared for the sod off the runway?
87 Zulu, negative, you'll be landing on runway 31.
Wants to land on the grass.
St. Cloud Tower, Navajo 144 Alpha Sierra, information Alpha.
A lot of planes out today.
Oh, yeah.
Full stop.
Navajo, St. Cloud Tower, say your numbers again.
Navajo 144 Alpha Sierra.
The side picture is a lot different in the Dutchess because the nose slopes down.
15 miles to the southwest. We
Oh,
have
true.
Alpha 4 Alpha Sierra.
So
Navajo 144 Alpha
getting used to what this side picture looks like is a little different.
We'll enter a left
Yep.
downwind.
You can do some maneuvers, some private pilot standard if you want to try get used to it or get back in the field. Otherwise, you can jump right in.
Oh, that's all right.
Totally up to you.
3808, roger, exceeds public smear. Say your intentions after that.
We like to...
There's an airport right down here.
Do a hold.
The grass strip.
Probably private.
73808, roger.
Yeah, there's 3 airplanes down there.
3000, report entering holding over the VOR3.
Okay, report holding over VOR 3000, 733. St. Cloud Tower, Archer 824 Papa Alpha, established on localizer ILS 31.
And whenever you're feeling good about it, you can
Let's get away from the airport a little bit farther.
go further. Sounds good.
Report
The lake's right there, so.
Yeah.
St. Cloud Tower, November 9054 Charlie's holding short runway 31, departure to the north.
Wow, there's a lot of planes out today.
054 Charlie, St. Cloud Tower,
Busy
hold short
man.
runway 31 for landing traffic.
54 Charlie, holding short. Was 4287 Zulu cleared for the sod, or you want me on the runway?
Nice try.
4287 Zulu, want you on the runway, sir, and I expect a little how you can turn off at Delta.
Copy.
Just doesn't give up.
No.
I don't understand why they want to land on the grass and they got a nice nice runway right in front of you.
4287
Well, if it's a tail wheel, it's actually easier to land on the grass. Those tail wheels are a little bit more difficult to land on the cement, I've heard. And I've only landed on the cement or on the tar with a tail wheel, so I don't know how much easier it is on the grass, but I've heard it is.
659 Alpha St. Cloud ground.
Yeah, with tail wheel work endorsement?
Yeah, I don't have many hours in it, but just a handful. It's just a lot of fun.
And November 9054 Charlie, say your direction of flight, sir.
Departing to the north of Brainerd.
Well, keep him in mind. He's coming up by us.
Yeah, so there's a couple of guys that said they're coming north. That's why I'm just kind of.
November 9054
You can,
Charlie.
yeah, one behind us, 1,000 above us.
Yep.
54 Charlie, clear for takeoff, runway 31 with the right departure to the north.
But I'd like to start doing the clearing turns now, but I'm a little concerned where these other planes are going.
Probably.
He's above us.
Yeah, about 7 miles behind us and 2,000 feet, and looks like he's climbing. I wouldn't worry about him too much.
Let's go ahead and start doing some clearing turns, I suppose.
Yep.
Tower over there.
Yeah, that's that tall tower down there that we'll keep an eye on when we do ground reference stuff. There's 2 towers off the northeast side of Little Rock Lake. Here's this guy is on our altitude here. He's plenty far though for now.
He's above the Brainerd. I know one guy said they was going to the Brainerd.
Yeah, I think it's another guy behind this guy. Looking up, down, and around.
And trying to keep an eye out for him, but now he's above us. That makes me a little happier.
So there's kind of a rule of thumb in a way. If you're going to do turning maneuvers, you always want to start to the left because overtaking aircraft are going to, in theory, overtake you on the right. The odds are pretty low that that's going to come in handy, but might as well hedge your bets as best you can.
Roger, thank you much, sir.
Tower 824 Papa Alpha is Husk.
November 824 Papa Alpha, runway 31, clear to land. Clear to land.
Maneuver speed, I think, in this airplane's 100, so.
Yeah, I think it's placarded somewhere down there.
Is downwind 31.
Maneuvering speed 99 up there.
Navajo 144 Alpha Sierra, extend your downwind, your number 2 to follow a
Alright, so there's 100.
Alpha.
So you want to try
traffic in sight.
I like to get a rule, or I like to put it at 2,000 or 2,100. It makes it easy on the maneuvering speed. It's kind of at or below maneuvering speed.
What do you want to do first?
Go ahead, you can do a commercial standard steep turn, so that's 50 degrees.
50 degrees?
Yes, sir. And no hesitation between each turn. You go right into the right-hand turn after the left.
What's that, about 45 there?
Yep.
And
That's about 50 right there, I suppose. Maybe
A tiny bit more.
73808, Roger, report departing the hold.
Like that?
Report,
Yeah, that's probably good.
departing the hold, 73808.
You could probably even do a tiny bit more.
And
That's
November
about 50 right here.
Papa Alpha.
Look outside, that's your sight picture you want to have. You're descending a little bit.
Over the VOR.
A little bit of back pressure ought to do the trick.
After the approach, we're just going to
If it makes it easier, you can always trim the plane too. And then
You have to retrim.
Yeah.
Papa Alpha,
then you roll out 10 degrees early and then roll right into the right-hand turn. Use enough rudder to get over there. Try to stay coordinated throughout the whole thing. There's 50. Beautiful. A little bit more bank here.
78 Alpha Sierra has, 44 Alpha Sierra has landed traffic in sight.
Navajo 144 Alpha Sierra, number 2.
A little bit more power too. You want to add about 100 to 150 RPM once you roll past 30 degrees.
44 Alpha Sierra, sorry.
There you go. That can't be half bad. That was our wake turbulence.
Pretty close.
Yep. Those are pretty easy. So, if you want, we can move on from there. Those are pretty easy. If you're feeling pretty warmed up, we'll keep an eye on this guy. If you want, maybe go to a heading of east or something.
Yeah, let's go over here somewhere. Get away from, everyone's trying to go north for some reason.
So there's that other guy. He's going to Brainerd. All right, warm, cold.
I'm good.
Yeah.
They'll probably have to turn down the heat here a little bit.
Just let me know.
This plane heats up pretty nicely.
Yeah, it does.
It's not like that 152, boy. That plane is an ice cube.
Yeah. Leaky. All right. So if you want to move on, we can go to try some chandelles out.
565.
All right, yeah, let's try one of those.
Chandelle is full power. You're going to roll into 30 degrees of bank and go to full power. and start bringing that bank
Let's
pitch up.
do it to the south, because if
Go
we're
for it.
going to turn back to the north, we're going
Yep.
to turn right into their path. So
Works for
we
me.
got another guy over here. He's plenty high, but
Yeah. Yeah, it should be, about 7 miles away maybe.
Cessna 5659 Alpha.
because we're going to turn 180 degrees right back to where we were. So
Yep.
just trying to keep this other traffic in mind, because I don't want to have a midair today.
No,
I've already had enough accidents with trucks.
Yeah, I could do without one of those.
About 1200 left turn to the west, approved.
So anyway, it's you'll roll into 30-degree bank, go full power, and then start bringing that pitch up. You're gonna
Power first or bank first?
I banked to 30 first, and then add the power in, and then the first 90 degrees of the turn, you're gonna have a fixed bank, adjusting your pitch, and when you hit that 90-degree point, you're gonna be at your steepest pitch. At that 90-degree point, you're gonna hold that pitch and start working out the bank as you come around the rest of the turn, and you're gonna end with wings level, that steep pitch, just above stall, and full power. So go ahead and give it a whirl.
All right, so just roll into a 30-degree bank.
Yep.
Trying to stay coordinated here.
And then full power here, and start bringing that pitch up. Keep bringing that pitch up. You're gonna probably be, I don't know, maybe about 15 degrees pitch up, hopefully. So there's your 90-degree
There's
point.
90.
You'll have wanted to be at about 15 degrees
So
by
we gotta
there.
pitch up a little higher.
Yeah, it'll be quite a bit higher. And there's a heading of north. I can show you one if you want to get an idea.
Let me try one more.
Okay, go to the heading, or go to a right-hand turn, and that'll help us out. So there you go, full power, and then bring that pitch up.
Turn left at Delta, Delta after to the GA ramp. Have a good day.
Hold it right about, try something like that. I've done all these in an arrow, so we kind of have to figure it out. There's 90, now hold this pitch, and start slowly working out that bank. A little bit more right rudder here. Hold that pitch, we're coming down just a bit. Keep that nose up.
For Alpha Sierra, turn left at Delta, Delta Echo to the GA
And
ramp.
here's a heading south coming.
To the GA ramp, Navajo 4 Alpha Sierra, thank you.
So we ended at about 70 knots. We could have been steeper on the pitch there, but altogether you're getting it's coming together. So that's all right.
5659 or Alpha, right turn up to the east is approved. Runway 3 clear for takeoff.
And about 135 degrees through that maneuver, you let that pitch down from by about 7 degrees or so, and that contributed to our high airspeed at the end too. It's going to be kind of feel like you're kind of just sluggishly staggering through the air the last few.
Yeah, it kind of felt like we're slowing down.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely be slowing down.
824 Papa Alpha, frequency change approved, safe flight.
4 Papa Alpha, frequency change approved, appreciate you everything.
But altogether it's coming together. I think you'll
Should
get
we be at mixtures rich when we're doing these maneuvers?
No, you want to, the POH allows for the mixture to be lean a bit for maneuvers, and you want to get good power up here too. You can be definitely too rich when you're at altitude.
Okay, going back to 4,500 feet. If we kept doing it, we'd be like 12,000 feet.
Yeah, we used to do this in my commercial training, and to get up to altitude to do steep spirals, and we'd be up at like 7,000 feet to do our spirals and get a whole bunch of them.
You have to do at least 3 turns, I think, is what I read.
Yep.
All right, so let's go ahead and get this back to 2,100. All right, so just start a 30-degree bank.
Yep, and you can kind of roll quickly into the bank, and then give it full power, and kind of somewhat quickly bring that pitch up, because you're already at 45 degrees turn.
Well, I have a lot higher pitch than that.
Yeah,
Something like that.
you want to be even higher pitch. You're at about 80 knots here, and there's north right here. So you will want to be up at a high pitch by 90 degrees. So you're going to kind of roll into that nose up attitude pretty quick.
73808, Roger, and your departure to the south is approved. Report clear to class Delta.
Departure to the
All right.
south.
If you want, I can show you one, because I think
Do one more to the right.
Okay,
and
give her a rope.
Yeah, one more to the right. That way I've done 2 each way.
Sounds good.
All right, so we're
Just be a
basically
little bit more
maneuvering
aggressive
speed.
on that pitch up.
All right, so
We're just off the other one. We're actually going to take a right out to the north.
A little bit less bank and more pitch up. Hold something like this would probably be good. And here's our 90-degree point. So you want to hold this pitch. Remember where that's at and hold it. Now just slowly work out your bank, keeping coordinated here. A little bit right foot. Keep that pitch up. You're at about 7 degrees instead of.
yeah, you can really feel it slowing down.
Oh yeah. And there's south coming up here shortly. That's a lot better, so we're at 65. We have a little bit to go still if we're going to get a maximum performance out of it.
Alright, you want to show me?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and show you. It's
You have the airplane?
yep, I got the flight controls.
You have the airplane.
I'm probably going to botch it because I haven't done this in so long, but
It's good practice for you.
it's good practice for me. Get down. I'll just go down to about 5,000 feet.
Looks like we're pretty much clear of the other traffic.
Looks like it, yep. Something like this, kind of get stabilized and cruise about 5,000 feet heading to south, and then I'm going to roll into this 30-degree pitch, full power, and start coming up. See, I can't quite see the coordination from here.
You're pretty much right, dead on. A little bit right. There we go.
So now I'm going to hold this. I'm going to
About half a ball out now.
ease the... I'm trying to hold that. So I let that nose down a little bit too much. I'm going to ease that bank out.
Yeah, you're getting pretty low on your airspeed there.
Yep. You'll want to be pretty low. Something like that. And then recover without losing any altitude. Like I just lost 20 feet there.
20 feet within tolerance.
So that's kind of the idea. Did you see how I was a lot more aggressive on that?
Yeah, you kind of pulled up a lot faster than I did.
Because you don't have much time to get you to your maximum pitch. If you're you have flight controls back.
At the airplane.
You have airplane. All right, we got this guy here and this guy here.
Let's go this way.
And you can do a descending turn. You can come down to 5,000, 4,500 feet, whatever makes you happy.
We can go down to 45.
All right. So you have only 90 degrees of bank here.
565 now.
We don't want to exceed red line, but we got some room.
20 minutes. Sounds good. Check 7380 right, frequency change approved, and you have a safe flight today, sir.
Frequency change.
We have 2,000 feet a minute or more coming down.
I was trying to get down.
There's our altitude alerter.
Yeah, I was trying to get down quick.
Yeah, well, that accomplished it.
I'm paying for their hours.
Yeah, so you only have 90 degrees of turn to get up to your high pitch, so you gotta get there somewhat quickly, and then the trick is to hold it. So I actually kind of messed up a little bit because I let it down.
Yeah,
as I was telling you not
let
to.
off some of your bank too a little bit.
Yeah, you will want to, once you get that high pitch attitude 90 degrees, then you start easing your bank out. So the last half of it's going to be fixed pitch, changing bank.
All right, so we're basically in cruise. All right, so just roll into the 30-degree bank, add power, pitching up.
A little bit less bank, keep that pitch coming up here. There you should be at your highest pitch, and now start easing that bank out, because you'll finish out this maneuver really quick if you, there you go. A little bit of right rudder here.
That sucked.
So that started with too much bank and not enough pitch. So you can go easy on the bank and bring that pitch in more aggressively. And then, do you understand what I'm saying when I'm saying 90 degrees here? You hold that and then just roll out the bank for the rest of the turn. Okay.
Let's just go up to 5,000.
Works for me.
We'll do another one to the left.
Left is always easy.
Well, all the diagrams show it as a turn to the left.
Yep.
There's 5,000. We're below maneuvering speed. So 30, power, pitch.
There you go, perfect. Just don't let that bank get too much. There you go. Now hold that pitch attitude
There's
and
90.
start easing that bank out. Don't let that nose come down at all. Keep it up there. Very nice. A little bit of right foot here. There you go. Now don't get too nose high here. You got a little bit of turn to come to get.
Can't hardly see.
To finish up. There, this is looking a lot better. This is how you want to end the maneuver. Here's really nose high, slow, just above stall. So you could even be hearing the stall warning horn chirping.
All right.
but not too shabby. That's more the idea behind it. That's kind of what I like to see. We got this guy 2,300 feet below us.
Got two of them.
So you can try again if you want. Otherwise, we can do lazy eights.
Let's go on to the next one. Is that one at altitude or is that down low?
Lazy eights are at altitude. Any altitude's fine.
Okay.
But you'll
We're
want,
basically at 5,500, so.
Yep. You'll want to choose a cardinal heading. It'll make it a lot easier.
Yeah, I'm going to turn to the left to get away from this other traffic.
Sounds good.
He's going that way.
Yeah.
So we're basically going perpendicular to his flight path. I love ADS-B. Isn't that great?
Yeah, it is.
Everything
Except for some people still don't have it. It makes it a little bit leery because you never know.
Isn't that required?
In some airspaces, basically rule of thumb is if you need a transponder, you need ADS-B.
Well, I suppose we're not in the controlled airspace.
Charlie or Golf or above 10,000.
We're in Echo right now. So.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and walk through it.
All right, so it's going to be cardinal heading, and we're below maneuvering speed.
Perhaps we're not.
We're actually a little bit above.
We're 105.
Depending on our weight, too. So we could even slow that down, go to 1900 RPM or so. And now this is going to, again, we're going to try pick out a point that's 90 degrees. I like to use a road. And then a point that's 45 degrees. And then a point that's 135. And it's going to be somewhat similar to the Chandelle, except for it's going to be a low power setting, and you're not going to adjust the power. It's going to be a fixed power maneuver. And you're just going to pull that, bank the airplane about 5 degrees right to that indicator there, that first little skinny marker, and then just start gradually pulling back. I like to grab the yoke even on the bottom here, like I was saying earlier.
This is one where you don't have to do aileron at all.
Yeah, nothing. If you do it right, theoretically, yep. And it's a lazy maneuver. It's just kind of be patient, let the airplane do the work for you, and
probably trim up some of this.
You'll want to be at your steepest pitch at about the 45 degree point. And then at the 90 degree point, you'll want to be at your highest altitude and your lowest airspeed. And they say let the nose kind of slice through the horizon. Then you're going to be looking for your 135 degree point. That's going to be your steepest nose down.
All right, so any prominent feature is a good good marker?
Yeah, I like to use a road for a 90 degree point that you'll remember. Like that long road that's going up to Lake Malacca, whatever that, Malacca or Mille Lacs or whatever.
Right
here? Yep.
This one or the one up there? There's two of them. There's one we're about to fly over, and then there's another.
Either one that works for you. You can even choose that one that's way out there in the distance. That's right south of the lake. Yep,
that lake's a good point.
Yep.
Climbing here.
That'll work.
Got a little too much nose up pitch. All right, and now we need a 45. Kind of that field, I guess.
Whatever works for you. Yeah, as long as you can remember it.
Yes. There's like that white building or whatever that is on that far end of that field.
We'll want to adjust our heading indicators a little bit. Looks like we're going more like 110.
Yeah,
or so.
this DG processes pretty badly.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Let's get a nice level. Yeah, it looks like we're about 90 degrees off, or about 9 degrees is what I meant to say.
Yeah. Something like that ought to work. All right. So let's see. We're still plenty far from the Bravo. We could probably head back to the west if you want. Otherwise, we'll have got this guy here, but we'll have a long flight back. That'll be kind of wasting time unless we, but it's up to you. This is Princeton down here.
Yeah.
I don't like to have a half-hour flight back with my student where I'm just kind of sitting there trying to teach them something, but it's like, I don't know. So I don't totally waste their time.
Oh, we're at pretty high altitude. I guess we can start the maneuver?
Yeah, for sure.
So what kind of power setting do we want? About 2100?
Give it like 1900. See what it does at 1900 as far as airspeed. And then trim it out. And then it's the biggest advice I can give you is let the airplane fly the maneuver for you. It's teaches you overbanking tendencies, so it'll do the work for you. We got this guy here.
Now it's below us.
So
it's probably going into Princeton.
Maybe up at about 4,500.
Oh, that lake's about 90.
Yeah, that'll do.
Got another lake over there.
That'll do for sure.
All right. So we're just about maneuvering speed. A little high. So just go ahead and
pull that bank to 5 and then start pulling back. A little bit more there. There you go, perfect. Kind of watch outside too. It helps if you learn to do this while looking outside. Keep pulling. This should be your steepest pitch up, so then just kind of let it do its thing here. You don't want to exceed 30 degrees, so we're coming up on 90 right here. Now the nose is going to slide through the horizon.
Yeah.
I got that traffic out there, so we're good. Now let the nose come down. Relax some of that back pressure. Here's about 135. Now we're going to be looking at about 180. So you're going to want to be at your steepest. There, that actually ended up being just fine. There's 180. Now let's.
A little overshot the 180 a little bit.
Not too bad. You can go right into the right hand one, about 5 degrees, pull back, do the same thing. So now here we've got too much bank. I think we pulled too far past the 5 degrees before you pitched up. So let's reset ourselves back on south, and we can do one to the right. So there we kind of banked too far back, and now our back pressure is pulling us to the side instead of pulling us up. So if we had too much bank in there to start with.
Yeah, airplane below us going the other way.
Yeah, I seen him back there.
Looks like he's right behind us.
He should be no factor. I lost him when we turned, but
I don't see him either. Alright, we're on south. We're a little bit fast.
so let's try a right hand one when we do it, and
watch that and get this. Alright, so you said 5 degrees of bank?
Yep, 5 degrees of bank, and then hold it. Pause for half a second when you get to 5, then start pulling up. Keep us coordinated. Let the airplane bank over. There's going to be about your steepest bank, so don't let it go too much more. Let it keep coming. So there we didn't quite get enough. Oh, it's because we are a little bit uncoordinated here, I think, is what happened. It didn't quite let us get over the maneuver. Now we can, here's about 90, we can lower that nose, start looking at a 135 degree angle. So let that nose come down here. And there's a heading of 360, excuse me.
Let's get back up to 5,000. Try that one again.
Sounds good. Just remember to get that right rudder in there.
In front of us.
It's going to be up here.
Let's try it from the east.
Sounds good.
That's the problem, you have a good weather day, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's off flying.
For sure.
Maybe next time we go to the south.
I was thinking that as we were leaving the area, I was like, maybe we should have went to the south.
I'm just so used to going to the north training area.
Same, I do that every time too. There's the Twin Cities down there.
St. Cloud Towers, Cessna 23096 is 10 miles the southwest at 3600.
We can probably add a touch of power, yeah.
The northeast, St. Cloud.
Cessna 23906, good afternoon, St. Cloud Tower. Transition is approved. Altimeter is 3008. Say the altitude you're requesting the transition at.
Why in the world would you transition Delta airspace?
She probably thinks it's higher.
3,500 feet.
3,500, St. Cloud.
She's not...
Cessna 906, roger. Transition is approved. Just maintain that altitude and then report once you're clear to the northeast.
You're already clear if you're at 3,500.
That's pretty common. People don't realize it's not very high up where you're...
Just go around it. It's only 5 miles.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not like you're going around to Minneapolis Bravo where you got 30, 40 miles worth of Bravo airspace to negotiate.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess.
Alright, so we're basically on altitude, we're on heading, we're on maneuvering speed, we got just about 22,000 RPM.
500, yep, perfect.
Alright, so you just...
Make sure to stay coordinated, yep.
That's the tricky part.
A little bit more bank there. There you go, perfect. Now just start easing it back.
And Signal Tower, Pack 5, 6.
Just let it do its thing, perfect.
To the north, inbound.
Don't take the bank out there, perfect. Now's our pitches, our highest pitch up at 45. Looking out there is for our 90.
St. Cloud.
Keep. not too bad. Let's slide through at about 90. 135 out here, let the nose come down to your steepest point, and then start recovering to come out to
906, you can go through the class
your
delta
180 degree point.
just maintain that altitude of 3,000.
That's pretty good. We were just about 100 feet high, but not too bad all around.
Do the same thing to the right.
Yes, sir. And make sure you use your right foot here. You'll need more right rudder than you needed left rudder to help it wheel around. And then don't prevent it from banking.
Inbound for
I'm trying to hold it at 5 degrees.
Yep.
Request
I feel it's starting to come back down on the...
Yep, we're getting a little slow. Here's 90. We're kind of slowest airspeed. Looking over here, let the nose come down.
On the base for only 3-1.
There's a 135 degree point. Let the nose down a little bit more.
We'll report when
And then start easing that bank out there. So what I should mention is the ACS kind of wants you to, or the way you're supposed to teach it is to have 45 degree point is your steepest pitch up and 15 degrees of bank. 90 degree point is 30 degrees of bank, and your highest point, lowest airspeed. 135, you're going to start easing that bank out again. So you want to be at the, when you're losing altitude back there, you want to be at about half of what you did at the 90 degree point. So here we kind of kept our 30 degree bank in, and we recovered altitude pretty good, but we had so much bank we got to our 180 degree point too early. That's why we were so high.
Clear to taxi to 31 Echo Alpha.
So what do you want, about 7,000 feet you said?
For some steep spirals?
Yeah.
Sure.
You want to try and do it over Princeton?
That's what I was thinking. We should almost go to Princeton and give it a whirl. What's Princeton? 122.8?
123.6.
Piper 87 Zulu, did you want to...
1230.
1230. 1236, that's a flight service for Bemidji.
Oh, yeah.
To be.
You can go ahead and turn around if you want, and then we can find Princeton. We can kind of announce our intentions. And
Yeah,
then,
we're not going to actually land. We're just going to fly the circle around it.
we can, if it's working out good, we could proceed into a power off 180 there at Princeton.
See how it goes.
If you want to, you could pick up the weather and get the winds and stuff there at Princeton. It'll help you too a little bit with your, I know the winds were shifting a little bit more to the south as we got up higher.
Yeah, do you got the ATIS frequency?
Yeah, let's pull it up here. For some reason, my iPad's been doing this lately where I'll have to use my phone.
Once you open the plates?
It won't let me, like, you know how if I click on Princeton, it'll pull up all the information on my phone. For some reason, my iPad hasn't been letting me do that in the airplane. But the ATIS here is 119.025.
It's already in there. Look at that.
Beautiful.
8. Princeton Municipal Airport. Automated weather observation. 213. 8 Zulu. Weather. Wind 220 at 5. Visibility 10. Clear below 12,000. Temperature 1 Celsius. Dew point -6. Altimeter 3008.
Whopping ground speed of 56.
Airport. Automated weather
we're getting right now.
213. 8 Zulu.
Or climbing.
Wind
80 knots.
220 at
I think that's a climb speed, but it's a 79, I think.
0.
Yeah, it is.
Below 12,000.
I got the winds aloft here if you want to take a gander at it.
-6 altimeter.
Pretty much stays
008.
westerly to northwest.
Yep. Basically assume it's out of the west as we descend.
Princeton
It
Municipal
almost feels like we're in slow
Automated
flight.
weather observation. 213. Zulu. Weather. Wind 2.
I don't know. Trying my guard. Princeton traffic. Skyhawk 351 said Victor is 7,000. We're going to be doing steep spirals over Princeton, set up for a downwind to 3-3 Princeton. 3-3, right?
I wonder if it's 3-4 now.
Skyhawk 2436 Whiskey.
I wonder if it's 3-4 now.
8 miles south of the field, just north of Northfield at 3000, maneuvering Air Lake.
What'd you say? It's
I wonder if they changed the. I think they changed the runway. I don't know if ForeFlight updated it. It might be. It might be
downwind for 30.
3000. Runway 34. Now we'll have to check, but wow.
Albert Lee traffic, Archer 14 November is departing a pattern to the north. Albert Lee. Alexander Jerry, System 125.
Wow, we're picking Albert Lee.
Runway 22.
Yeah. Wow, that's some range. I don't see the airport, but I see the town.
Hello, traffic, Piper 610 Charlie, turning base. 30, Air Lake.
We're still climbing here. So what kind of banking are we looking at? 45 or more than 45?
For a steep spiral, no, you don't want to exceed 45.
I got the airport.
All right. And now on an easterly heading, you'll have the steepest bank, and on a westerly heading, you'll have the shallowest bank, and you'll fudge it in between. You know, on a north to south, you'll be kind of crabbing away from the airport. On a south to north heading, you'll be crabbing into the airport.
So you're not trying to maintain the same distance or same bank angle.
Not the same bank angle, but you'll want to try to maintain the same distance. Yeah. And
the airport's right there.
We'll get plenty of spirals in here for sure. I know this thing doesn't have the descent rate the Aero does. Well,
the Aero's a lot heavier.
Yeah, and so we could count on about 1,000 feet of spiral. 1,000 feet every rotation.
So where do I start doing the spiral once I'm over the field, or?
Yeah, you'll want to be over the field. You could start from. I don't really care if you start from a headwind. You'll just realize you have to start with a shallow bank. A lot of times these are your supposed.
We can turn around and go.
If you want to,
we can go into the downwind.
Because
the airport's right there, so we just fly over it.
Sounds good. The trick on your check ride is to make sure you're doing spirals to the left, because then the examiner can't see the airport that or the object you're spiraling over.
Well, I would probably do them to the left just because
you can see better.
We did this similar when we did the emergencies.
Gotcha.
When I was doing the private, except for we had the flaps out.
Yep.
I think we were simulating a fire or something, so we had the flaps out, and I think we had the nose down.
Yep.
We weren't accelerating, but we weren't. We were descending.
Yeah, makes sense. And you'll want to be somewhat close, but
Princeton traffic 055 is departing runway 16 at Princeton.
It is 16 now.
So it'll be 34.
Got it. I'm looking for him. Princeton traffic, Skyhawks 3517 Victor is 7,000 over the field, entering steep spirals. We're looking for the traffic.
Air Lake traffic, Steve Juliet Papa is 3 west of the field, 3,000 descending, 2,500 northbound.
Prince traffic, we have you on sight. He's just about midfield.
He hasn't popped up on ADSB. We'll see if he does.
He's just past the thousands.
Oh yeah, got him.
Got him. So I suppose we should use 16 then.
Yeah, either one works.
It's an emergency, so.
Yep. Did you hear the winds on the ATIS, on the AWAS?
220.
Okay.
I got the bug set.
Gotcha.
But basically just shy of the field, so.
Alright.
You want to start, how far out do you think I should start my turn back?
How far out?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll want to be within like a quarter mile of each end of the. Well, it's not a very long runway, so.
Well, I'm thinking just to come in for the downwind. We're just over the field now.
Yeah.
We're flying into the wind, basically.
The wind will kind of push you into your turn, so you'll want to give it a little bit of room.
Princeton traffic, 055 is departing the pattern to the east out of Princeton.
2509 is turning crosswind for runway 22, Alexandria traffic.
Alexandria traffic, Cherokee Airport 60 Romeo, about 10 miles to the east of the field, looking to enter the downwind for runway 22, Alexandria traffic.
We got this guy who's somewhat close to us and 1,000 feet below and coming our way.
Princeton traffic, 055 is departed to the east out of Princeton.
This guy's probably will.
Alexandria traffic, Central 12509 is on downwind for runway 22, Alexandria traffic.
We're going to want to probably wait for this guy. He's going to be right in our path.
I'm looking for him.
He should be just ahead of the wing here. And 1,000 feet down, 900 feet down.
I'm looking straight out over here at you.
No, he should be just passing below the wing. Gonna be tough to see.
I don't see him. I hate not seeing him.
Looking South Dakota
2.5 miles out.
989 is level at 5,500. I'm about 7 miles west, north.
He's crossing right over the field now. Just on the far end of the field. 900 feet down. And he dropped off ADS-B, nice.
Yeah, I never saw him.
He was moving pretty good. Oh, there he is.
Again, is turning base runway 22.
He might be behind your wing almost. People like to be in the same air as us, it seems like.
I see a flock of birds down there, but I don't see the airplane.
He's somewhere in this area.
Alexandria traffic, Central 12509 is on final for runway 22, Alexandria traffic.
Princeton traffic, Skyhawk 3517 Victor is about 2.5, 3 miles to the west, going to be entering a steep spiral for runway 16 at Princeton.
He's not talking.
Probably not on the same frequency.
Nope.
Airlift traffic, Piper 610, Charlie, turning base. 30, airlift.
We've lost a bit of altitude. He'll be a little bit closer to our altitude, so I'm thinking he's going to be in this range of sky out here instead of more down. But he is tough to see.
Keep an eye on that. Alright, should I make the mixture rich then before we start this?
Sure, yep.
Yeah, so go ahead and do that. Alright, I'm going to come over closer to the field and I'm going to kill the engine. Well, not literally kill the engine, but seemingly killing the engine.
Yes, sir, and then also when each time we turn to the upwind, you'll want to go full throttle for a second or two and then pull it out just to clear the engine. When you're idling like this for such a long time, it's sometimes...
We want to trim at a certain airspeed, or?
Yep, you want to trim to best glide speed, 65.
65 knots.
Oh, we take a nap.
Don't do that. So we're looking at no more than 45 degrees of bank.
Yes, sir.
And we're going into the wind, so we need to have a steeper bank here.
Or we got a tailwind a bit, so we'll have a steeper bank, yep. But as we pull into the wind, we'll want to ease out our bank.
Is there some kind of particular spot I should be aiming to keep it over, like the numbers, or?
I would say just fly a little bit. It's a shorter runway, so fly just a little bit beyond each end of the runway.
Okay.
Kind of a judgment call, really.
And
Then
it's
as
starting to push us a little bit.
Yep. So on the north
Alexander traffic, Cherokee
heading,
460
you'll want to crab into the wind a bit, and on the south heading, you'll want to crab away from the wind a little bit. Then as we come into this westerly heading, you'll want to clear the engine.
Alexander traffic, Cessna 12509 is turning downwind, runway
It's
22.
just a quick
Alexander traffic.
boost of power, and yep.
Alexander traffic, Cherokee 460 Romeo. Early track, Comanche 8260
Alexander traffic.
Jeez.
to the east, going to be on the ILS 30, Airlake.
Princeton traffic, Skylane 1120 Papa is 5 miles on the
Where?
practice RNAV 33. It'll be a low approach only. We'll be abandoning the approach and departing. Princeton area traffic.
Princeton traffic, Skyhawk 3517 Victor is 6,300. Steep spirals over the field. We're looking for you.
Okay, us as well, and we'll break off at about the missed approach point, and we'll turn to the southeast on the go.
Okay, we're basically on downwind for 3-4 at the moment.
And we're at 5,000 feet.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out for you. Got you on TCAS.
No, you don't. You have it on ADSB.
And then go ahead and clear the engine there. And then pull it right back out.
Oh, you feel it pitch up?
Oh yeah, trying to climb away at 65. We got blown a little bit away by the wind, but we can accommodate for that.
Well, what I'm thinking is I think we turned too far. We were too far from the field.
Okay, gotcha.
So I was trying to get a little closer to the field because it's supposed to be a steep spiral.
Yep.
So we're not very steep. We're basically wings level.
Yeah, and it's not as like that steep really. You can also move it closer to try to get over each end of the runway, but
that's why I'm trying to bring it in.
Yep.
Alexander traffic, Cessna 12509 is on final for runway 22. Alexander traffic.
Just kind of keep an eye on the engine gauges, and
yeah, I'm kind of feeling it feels a little.
Part of that
sluggish.
too is it's kind of like winging that propeller around pretty slow, so it kind of has more lower frequency vibration instead of the buzz you're more used to.
Just about over the numbers.
Watching that guy?
I'm looking for him.
It should be short final.
Says he's gonna break off at the missed approach. I'm not sure where that is on this particular field.
Did he say what kind of approach he was doing?
He was doing low approach.
Did he say RNAV or?
I don't remember. I think he said RNAV.
I got him moving there. He's breaking off now. See that?
I got him.
Gotcha.
Yeah, press drive. We got you now.
All right. So now you're going to want to track away from the airport, or away from into the wind. Excuse me. Away from the airport a little bit. Wind's pushing you.
Yeah.
And then you'll want to go into a steeper bank here shortly to...
And Princeton traffic, Skylane 1120 Papa is abandoning the approach. We're departing the area to the southeast, climbing through 1,700. Princeton area traffic.
He makes it very clear.
Yes, he does. Excellent radio communications.
All right, now you're going to want to start steepening that bank angle.
Yep, I'm watching.
And try keep an eye now. So now we're on basically downwind. Now try keep an eye and see how many altitude. We're 3,500 feet on downwind. Next time we come here, we'll maybe be around, theoretically around 2,500 feet, maybe a bit more.
North-northeast, getting in a midfield crosswind to left downwind for 30 full stop at Clear Lake.
Correct, 75972 is 3 west, inbound, VOR 12 will be going missed to the VOR, Air Lake.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the pattern. I think it's like 2,200 or 2,300 feet here. You got a pattern altitude on that thing?
Double checking for you. It's elevation 1,900 feet, so ForeFlight's going to say 1,900
feet.
Or 980 feet, so it's going to be pretty much 2,000, according to ForeFlight's.
We're basically on a
recommendation.
downwind now then.
Yep. Light aircraft is 1980, so 2,000 feet. Now, if we're landing 1.6, it'd probably be a somewhat appropriate time to just break off the steep spiral and
That's why I was going to just level out and clear the engine.
clear the engine, fly a bigger pattern maybe, and just try to judge your descent rate. So now you're about 700 feet above pattern altitude, so it's going to be different than a power off 180.
Air Lake area traffic, experimental 52 Juliet, 2,500, 2 miles north-northeast. We're going to overfly the field 2,500.
I'm going to turn in now.
Proceed about
So we're a beam.
6 to 7 miles to the south-southwest.
You probably could hesitate if you want. You will be pretty high.
That's what the slip is for.
That is true. Now it says avoid
Now
slips
looking
with
for the
flaps
guy on the
extended too,
VOR.
so we'll have to take that into account.
15972, we're approaching the first hold of 12. We're going to go mist to hold over the VOR, air lane. Looking for you, Juliet.
I'm right over the runway right now, 2,500.
Oil temp's been going down a little bit, which is to be expected.
Will you people shut up so I can get a freaking word in edgewise? Prince Traffic, Skyhawk 3517 Victor is going to be base to final for 16. We're going missed approach.
You can land it if you want.
That's all right. I'm good.
Air Lake
Runway's made.
3436 Whiskey.
Those flaps in.
7 miles to the south, coming in for a landing on runway.
You won't want to slip the airplane, according to this placard here on the dash.
72 is going mist.
What? With the flaps extended, it says avoid slips with flaps extended.
Climb to 2,800 to hold.
If it's an emergency, I just do it.
Oh yeah. I probably should have gone a little bit wider. All right.
Learning experience.
All right, let's go ahead.
Go ahead and do go around.
That's power. Flaps at 20. Let's get some nose down trim.
Princeton traffic, 3517 Victor, going missed on runway 16, Princeton. I felt like I had to do something to contribute.
Appreciate it. Oh, we got a positive rate. Let's go get those flaps all the way up. All right, what's next?
All right, cool. Well, let's not get up too high here. We'll go and go maybe start heading back towards St. Cloud. Well, it's currently 3:56. If that gives you an indication how long we've been flying. So
I don't know what time it started. What's the hop say?
I didn't write down what the Hobbs was when we left. I hope you did.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, good. The Hobbs currently says 7517.9.
We got a little more an hour, I think.
Okay, so we can start heading towards St. Cloud to make up some time, and then we can do some 8s on pylons out there.
Okay.
8s on pylons, our pivotal altitude that I calculated was 1,100 feet. Now, if you were to get really accurate with it, you would want to take the wind speed and then take your cruise speed. So
304 stop Air Lake.
your high pivotal altitude will be 1,100 feet, and you'll actually in the maneuver descend below that when you're into a headwind. And so what you could do is take your cruise airspeed. Let's say you're flying at 100 knots. You'd take the wind speed. You'd subtract the wind speed from to get your headwind speed, like what your slowest speed will be.
I'm having a really hard time understanding you with these other people talking.
Yeah, I'll go like so.
I was gonna say, can you just switch over to the guard frequency?
5972.
That should be clear. Shouldn't be much traffic on that one.
Hopefully it is.
Yeah.
So what you'll want to do is, to get the most accurate idea, is you take your slowest airspeed or ground speed, so your cruise speed minus whatever wind speed there is out there, the forecast wind speed, and then you'll take your cruise speed plus the wind speed. So that'll get your tailwind speed and your headwind speed, and then you'll calculate both of those pivotal altitudes, and that'll give you your little bracket that you'll fly the maneuver in.
Got bad, this thing's precessing.
Oh, nice. Because our vacuum pump wasn't doing so hot with the engine down so low, and RPM so low. So anyway,
okay, go ahead.
That'll give you your top and bottom altitudes for your lazy 8 or your 8s on pylons. I calculated your top altitude, so you'll start with that with the tailwind, and then you'll as you turn into the headwind, you'll start lowering that nose to maintain your point. And you either choose like a rivet line or something on the wing.
Something that stands out.
Yep, and put it right where you, on your point, and then your bank changes as you need it, and it's just all about pitching forward and back to hold that point there, and it should keep you in the maneuver.
If I read it, understand it correctly, there's no crab or anything. You're just flying around the pillars.
Yep, exactly.
What makes a good pillar? Intersections, or?
I like to choose anything really that is the right distance apart and is in the right orientation to the wind.
So what are you thinking? Like a mile or less?
I do a little bit less. 3/4 of a mile is usually good. And so like choose an intersection and then a tree or something that you know is about a mile down the road, or a silo, or...
What would be ideal is if they had a couple of pylons out here.
Yeah.
Like Red Bull.
Yeah, I know that would actually be handy. Tell Bill to go drop one out in the field.
Let's go ask some farmer to put a little pillar out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep. So if I were you, I'd keep heading west here, because then you'll...
Actually, I turned north to get the sun on my eyes, because I couldn't see.
That works.
The winds are basically out of the west, so we'll probably be flying.
You'll want to enter kind of on a 45 to the downwind. So pick 2 points in this orientation. And
so
then,
like this intersection right here?
Yep.
Would be a good one?
Sure, and then pick like a tree or a silo or something that is about 3/4 of a mile away. Maybe that silo up there.
That on that edge of that water?
Okay, perfect.
Or this one over here?
I think the closer one would probably be more...
Right here?
Yeah. Might be a little bit close.
That next intersection up is pretty good.
Give that a try, yeah, that next intersection. And then you'll actually want to have entered from over there coming in, so...
I'm just trying to looking for points.
Get your points picked out. Looking good.
Got this intersection right there, and it's a tree right past the intersection. Or we've got this clump of trees right here too. Stands out pretty good.
Whatever works for you.
I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah, for sure.
For when the time comes for me to
I kind of an advocate for talking through what you're doing. It kind of helps you organize things, and it, as you're coming into a headwind, talk about what you're going to do because of it. And I don't know. I like to just verbalize when I'm flying.
I usually do when I'm like in the pattern. I'll like say like, okay, gasoline, undercarriage, mixture, prop, stuff like that. Only thing we have to worry about in this plane is mixture and gasoline, I guess.
Yep.
No carb heat, no landing gear, no cow flaps.
About as easy as they come, really.
So does it matter which direction you start the turn into? Does it matter if you start at the right or to the left?
No, it doesn't really matter.
Because the way we're setting up now, looks like we've been making a right turn to start the maneuver.
You can. It'll be a little bit more difficult to turn right, just visibility-wise and all that, but
just because of where the points are and where the wind's coming from.
Yep.
Actually, we're kind of flying into the wind right now. We want to be flying downwind, so no, we gotta make another 180-degree turn. We need to come this way, right?
Yep.
Okay. Trying to remember where the wind's coming from, plus where your points are, and how to set up for the maneuver.
Yeah.
There's no set time limit or anything, right? Just
nope. You got all the time in the world.
Just set it up and then start the maneuver, and then.
And they definitely would like you to take more time than to rush into it. Even if you rush into it and nail the maneuver, I mean, it shows good decision making to take your time and figure it out.
You can see where the wind's coming from.
Yep.
And you look at the smokestacks over there too.
Then you'll want to be at 100 knots and at 1,100 feet.
Yeah, so we got to descend down to 2,100.
And it's good to keep an eye on your ground speed throughout the maneuver because it'll really give you an idea of where you need to pitch up and down. You want to descend into a headwind and pull up into a tailwind.
It'd be so awesome if these roads would be painted so they could be seen, because they kind of blend in with the dirt.
Yeah.
And this we're going up and down in altitude, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Not like figure eights where you're trying to maintain a certain altitude.
Nope, don't worry about the altitude whatsoever.
Seems like you almost need 3 intersections. You need an intersection for your midpoint and then your 2 long points.
Yeah, your midpoint is just a judgment call to be in the middle of the 2, and you'll want to fly straight and level for a little bit there in the middle. You can kind of use it as a time to correct your altitude if you need a little bit, and then you want to fly straight until you hit your point and like feel like you're kind of dropping your wing onto your point. So fly straight until your wing point is right under the wing, and then just stick the wing right, whatever point of the wing you use, what rivet line or what do you use out there, put it right on the point.
All right, so this is the first attempt at this, so just kind of take it nice and easy.
Sounds good. Fly right in between the 2 of them.
You want to be below 100, you said?
About 100 knots. Try trim it at 100 knots, and then at 1,100 feet. See what that gives us.
Ground speed 106 knots right now. Always kind of fly out, and then how close do we want to be to the point?
It doesn't really matter. I don't believe I remember there being any requirement. And then just drop that wing right where you need it on the point. So if it's behind the point, push forward to get to the point. And if it's ahead of the point, pull back. Keep that power at the same power setting, so you can just even take your hand off.
So there's no real goal here as far as pitch altitude. It's just to keep the wing root or whatever you're looking at on that point.
Yep, for sure. And you'll probably start really needing to descend here as you come into a slope.
It's ahead of us right now.
Yep. Push forward into it, and then when you capture it,
that's pretty good right there.
All right, perfect. Now,
I can't see it now. It's below the wing.
And you don't want to overcorrect because you can chase it all over the place. And then, if you need to, pull up a little bit.
It's pretty close right there. Is it against the rules to mark the wing with like a piece of tape or something?
I don't think so. Not that I know of. And pull back if you need to. If you're too far ahead of the point, go ahead and pull back, start climbing.
It's a little bit ahead now, so now we
start pulling back, and at about the 45-degree point, you want to start focusing on the other intersection out there. So we're pretty close. Angle this way just a bit here, and then this one's going to be difficult for you. We're kind of close here. And so it's down here. You might not even be able to see it. Are you talking about this turn here, or what were you using?
The road intersection.
Oh, out there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we got plenty of time. So use this bush actually right here.
Where the edge of that tree line is?
Yep. Yeah. That clump of tree. Use that. Now we're coming into a headwind. You'll anticipate pushing forward. See how it's coming pretty far ahead?
Yeah.
There you go. I'll get out of your way.
That's all right. You're all right.
Anticipate pushing forward. Keep that, whatever you're using on the wing.
I'm using the wing strut right now.
Perfect.
I can't see the wing tips. I'm just using the wing strut.
Yep.
Trying to keep it on that clump of trees there.
Sounds good. And if you get ahead of it, pull back.
Yeah, it's a little ahead. Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool. How that kind of brings it back into focus.
Yep. Yeah, this is probably the hardest maneuver to do. So I'm guessing we went pretty far ahead of it.
Yeah, it's the clump of trees there and the wings out there. I think I was anticipating the turnout to the left side a little early.
Wait until the nose is pointing over towards that swamp over there probably, and then there you go. Now level the wings here. Kind of check your altitude. You might want to descend just a tad. And where's that intersection at? Go ahead and grab that intersection when you're ready and drop the wing right on it.
We're ahead of it, so we gotta push down.
Yep. If you start too early, you'll have to descend.
Yeah, I think we turn a little too soon.
Yep. I'm gonna reduce a little bit of your power for you, so see what this does there. Now try to put that point on there. Be a little bit preemptive with corrections. So if you see us, we know we're coming into the wind. We know we're going to have to descend here. And then as we get around the circle more, we know we'll have to start getting a tailwind. So we know we'll have to start pulling back.
Like I've got the nav light
little nub.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to use. It looks like I'm ahead of it. I don't like...
I'll keep an eye for sure. You'll definitely need to get used to keeping an eye on your altitude too and your coordination and everything. But for learning purposes today, I'll definitely help you out a lot.
That looks like we're still ahead of the point. There it is. That's better.
Now we're making a pretty wide circle around here, so we're going to get close to that clump of trees. So keep this turn coming around until for sure 45 degrees. Push for it if you need. Now that bush is out in this field out there, good.
I'm kind of trying to go over this little house, pole barn, whatever that is right there.
All right, so now I would probably, if I were you, I'd try to get up to 900, 1,000 feet.
Pulling back a little bit on the...
Yep.
And if I fly over this little farm, that should give me a pretty good starting point for that clump of trees.
Yep, and just don't start the maneuver too early. Wait till it's right there, because you can drop that wing in half a second. So just wait till it's right under the wing and put it down there. I would wait for, you might be trying to get a little bit close, yeah.
So I'm watching it, it's coming almost 90, about 90 right there.
Yep, wait for a second,
and
wait for it, otherwise you'll be chasing it, and then when you get it, perfect.
Sucks because you can't see once you get the wing down.
Yeah. You see that house? You could maybe use that house as one to push forward on the
There's two houses there. There's a farm, and then there's the house on the other side of the field there. See, there's one right here, and there's one behind it. It's just hard to see once you got the wing down. It covers up your point.
Yep. You'll want to be far enough away where you don't have to bank that hard. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Left turns are always easier.
Well, yeah, you get a much better sight picture on it.
And it's important to train yourself not to cheat it with the rudder, because you can move that wingtip around with the rudder, and you want to be coordinated through the whole maneuver.
All right, that's good. What's next?
All right. Let me see. What else do we do? We could. Only thing left is accelerated stall, and then the power off 180, which I imagine we could just do at St. Cloud.
Oh, we'll come back to land.
So if you want to head up to 3,500 feet or so and start heading towards St. Cloud, so you can bust out the accelerated stall.
Doesn't matter which direction the stalls.
No, just got to turn and then stall. On my check ride, commercial check ride, recovering from the accelerated stall, I recovered so aggressively that I almost put my examiner through the roof of the plane.
I did that on my private one on the power off stall.
Yep.
As soon as I felt it, I shoved the yoke forward.
He still passed me, so.
Yeah, he passed me. I didn't get any notice discontinuance or. Well, I take that back. We did use. Yeah, I had to do a letter of discontinuance because of the weather.
Yeah.
But outside of the weather, I didn't get anything else.
Who'd you use for your check ride?
Dr. Anderson.
Oh yeah. Cool.
I'm starving. I haven't eaten all day.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm doing. I had to rent a car.
Yep.
Right. So I drove the car to to St. Cloud.
Yep.
And I had to go to Home Depot. I'm building this multimedia room in my basement.
Yep.
And I went to Home Depot. I was going to use their truck, but their truck doesn't have any insurance on it because it's a brand new truck. So I didn't get to. Then I had to go over to U-Haul and get the truck. Then go back to Home Depot, get the lumber, go back to the house. And by the time I did all that, took a shower, and I figured I'd just come out here and sit around and hopefully not have any issues. All right, so there's 3,500.
Sounds good.
Basically going in the general direction of St. Cloud anyway.
General direction, that ought to do. Now I'll demonstrate one first. You want to get pretty slow in this airplane because I mean, this thing it takes a lot to stall this thing. So the idea is you want to pull hard enough where your angle of attack is enough where you will stall the airplane. So I'll slow us down to like, I'll call it 60 knots. I'll be honest, I didn't read what speed would be a good entry speed for that, but it's way below VA. And so about
I think I somewhere read 1.4.
1.4
times the stall speed.
Okay.
So what stall speed with the clean configuration is about 50 knots, maybe a little less than 50 knots.
Yep.
So probably what's that, about 53 or something like that?
Sure.
That's really slow.
Yeah, no, it would be a little bit more than 53, but I'll give it a whirl here. I'll show you if you're ready.
Yeah, please don't spin us.
I will not do that.
I love doing spins, but not this low.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. So I'll take the flight controls.
You got the airplane.
I have the airplane. I'm going to actually head us into a direction where the sun won't be in my eyes when I'm stalling. And I'm going to slow us down.
I don't know if we could be in the utility category with the two of us.
Probably not with this much fuel.
And we started with 40 gallons. So.
Yep. This airplane might be honestly pretty tough to get to accelerated stall. I'm guessing that.
When do you recover the first sign?
Yeah, first sign. You never go to full brake on a accelerated stall. So it'll either buff it or chirp the stall horn. I don't know. I've never done one in this plane. Is that comforting?
It's an airplane.
The principles apply.
It's not a twin with a critical engine.
Yes, very true.
One behind us.
I'll turn to the right when I do it, so there's 70 knots. Let's get this thing slowed down further. Go for 3,900 feet, and I'll slow it down to 60, 65 or so.
You can feel it slowing down, boy. You can feel that vibration.
Like this, and then I'll go into a 30-degree turn. Yeah. I wonder if I should have went to the buffet. That didn't take much at all.
Oh, I heard the horn start chirping.
But that's basically it. We could have pushed it further. Lower the angle of attack and then roll out of it.
Yeah, don't really feel it buff it much.
No, the arrow that I've done all these in is, you definitely feel like a pretty good buffet, but I don't know if this airplane, I'll have to talk with Russ to get a better idea of what it'll do, but I don't know if this airplane will brake before buffeting, because I know it doesn't buffet much on a normal stall anyway, but I'll let you give it a whirl. Just make sure to stay coordinated in the turn. Slow down to about 60 knots.
That's always a challenge.
And you can get established in the turn before starting to pull hard. There's 55 knots. You might want to speed up a tad.
I'm actually going to go 180.
Okay.
Get the sun's in my eye. There we go. Now we'll worry about. I couldn't see anything except for the sun. Now we just.
It's pretty slow here, so well you don't want to do this. This would be a turning stall. So you want to do where you want to be going fast enough where you want to stall almost like you're turning sideways. So you want to have